Smell. Wait. I saw something suspicious down there. And I don't know if it was a giant mosquito or I don't know. I'm gonna run if I see something move. Wave. Okay, gravy, guys. Okay, gravy. Someone playing music outside. Maybe close them. By the way, I make music. I make music. I'm doing a song a day challenge. Where the goals drop a song a day until the end of the year. So I drop 7 songs every Friday. Every Friday, 7 songs. Description. Link in description. If you want to check out what I dropped this past Friday. And then I also drop clips in my YouTube Shorts tab. So go to my YouTube Shorts tab if you want to. About this girl that I was talking to back in the day, and we had a thing, we had a vibe, we had a history, and I just started talking to her again, and we were talking over text and stuff, and she would say all sorts of things like, "Oh, I miss you so much," and da. Eventually, she started saying things like, "I love you," and all sorts of stuff like that. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm in. I've got a chance here. So she invites me out one day. And I get there, and there's this guy in her car. I'm like, who the hell is this? And then it turns out he was her boyfriend. I felt very blindsided. I'm like, what kind of sick game is this? I was like, what? What is wrong with this girl? How can you do such a thing? It was very strange. I ended up sitting in that car and hanging out with him. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to shout and storm off? I guess. Actually, I guess. I didn't want to make it a big deal, so I was just like, okay, let me hang out with him, and then I'll just not entertain her after this. I get the message. So I hung out. That was cool. She's crazy because why would you do that? Anyway, so I very briefly told this story on my community tab, and someone, shout out to the homie if you're watching this. No, I mean this just no shade or anything. But he said, he or she said, what did the person say? Oh, she's just being nice. It's probably just nice to everyone. No. Don't do that. Let's not do this. Let's not play this game. That's naive. And I don't mean this disrespectfully, of course. It's just something I'm thinking about, like, if you let people take advantage of you, they will. I think you have to be able to identify bad behavior when you see it. Otherwise, you always be making excuses for people when they do messed up things. And, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to the dynamic between men and women, we have to understand that there are boundaries. How a girl behaves around other women is different or should be different. It should be different. It's how she behaves around men. There are just certain things you can't say or do with a guy that you would do with your girlfriends, for example. And when you're hanging out with another guy, saying things like, "Oh, I missed you," and all this sort of stuff, and "I love you," and obviously you're sending a message. And it's not like she didn't know. I know she knew what she was doing. I know she knew what she was doing. But just to humor this argument of she's being nice, you're sending a message that is very easy to misinterpret and be viewed as something else. And, yeah. And as a man, if I was her boyfriend and I saw her having these sort of conversations with me, like with some other guy, rather, let me say that, I'll be pissed. I'll be very pissed. In fact, my mind, you're cheating. You're cheating on me. That's how I'm looking at it. You're cheating on me. And we might have to break up. People like, you're over-exaggerating, you're overreacting, A woman that's willing to go that far with a guy, I don't trust you. I'm being for real. I don't trust you. If you're willing to go to those lengths with a dude, that's a bit too much for me personally. That's too deep. You're telling another man you love him? What? You're hanging out with him? Having these all sorts of inappropriate conversations? But the things we were talking about, I don't want to go too deep into it, but no, you 100% cheated on me. If I was a boyfriend in that position, that's what I'd be thinking. You definitely has been unfaithful. Like, what are we even talking about? So it's very important to set boundaries in relationships. I know my boundaries. Like, if I'm dating a girl, right? Couple things. You don't really have guy friends. Like, let's nip that in the bud. You can be acquaintances with a guy or whatnot, but there's no guy that you're just meeting on your wands. Like, I'm trying to imagine a scenario where that's necessary. And I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't. I know some people do it. Look, these are my boundaries, these are my restrictions. It might not be yours. But now I'm not playing by rules that I'm not setting rules that I'm not willing to play by. So I'm not gonna be meeting with some girl alone, for example. Because I know that if I'm dating you, if you're a woman, and you hear that, oh, I'm going to meet so-and-so and have coffee with her, most women would look at that, who is she, yada, yada, yada. Questions are being asked and you might not be very comfortable in that. Some women are comfortable. That's how you get cheated on. Don't say I didn't tell you. But set boundaries from the beginning, even if you don't get cheated on. Good for you. I think the best way to avoid all that nonsense is to set boundaries from the get-go. This thing of meeting men alone doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You're just being overly intimate with men. Like the friendships should have a limit. Because male-female friendships there's always the potential for something there. And most guys are thinking different things than what the ladies are thinking. Women are more naive and like innocent. I don't know about innocent. They might be thinking about certain things. Whereas guys almost all the time are always thinking about certain things. Like, guys think about all sorts of things. They could be having the most innocent conversation when you're talking about the weather. And in his mind, you are topless. So, I wouldn't be comfortable if just as a general rule, things happen. You might find yourself in some situational, You might find yourself by sheer circumstance alone with another man, and I would trust you to conduct yourself appropriately in that situation. So it's not like every instance you're with another man, you're cheating on me or something like that. But just if you're out here seeking it and it's actually your intention to do that, that's when I'm like, nah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. He's just a friend. I promise you, he's not. I promise he's not. No. Man, y'all can have your own boundaries in your own relationships. These are mine. And another thing, what was I gonna say? You know, first of all, when I talk about boundaries, it's because I've been through things, I've had experiences, and I've seen how if you give some of these girls an inch, they take a fucking mile. And you have to have boundaries. If you don't have boundaries, you're gonna get played. So I'm not pulling some of this stuff out of my ass, or some like stuff I heard on the internet. Like that's not just purely where I'm getting it from. It's like, so I got stuff on my hoodie. A lot of this stuff is because of things I've been through, and I've seen what happens if you're unable to stand your ground and have a spine and speak and just be honest about what you want, what you don't want, so on and so forth. And what I've also learned is that girls respect authority. Like, don't be afraid to take charge. Or women, they do a lot of that. But then what they say and what they feel is very different. Very, very different. And I've seen it with my own eyes. Like, I've experienced this. And things have always been the best when I'm being assertive, when I'm taking charge, and I'm not playing this game of like, whatever you want, I'll just do you. I don't want to make you angry. I don't want to But when I'm actually like taking charge of the relationship and asserting my masculinity, I think there's something intrinsically attractive about that. And you see it when it's not excusable behavior, but we can make sense of it when the girl cheats on the nice guy with the more toxic playboy type individual. Because what you have is two extremes. You have the guy who's, it is true, like some guys are just too nice and they let a lot of shit slide and they aren't assertive. They don't really have that strength, that confidence, that dominance that girls are just naturally attracted to. Like, like a lot of them want to be dominated. Like, let's just be honest about this. Let's stop playing these games. You want a man who all over you laying it down. And obviously there's balance, but anyway, you get an extreme, which is the guy's too soft. He's too soft. He's way too soft. And he's a puppy. He's harmless. And that's unattractive. But then the extreme of that is the guy who's, confident to the point of being arrogant, narcissistic. He's good at women. He's this, he's that. But that extreme is more attractive than the other extreme. So when you're with the wimp who, and no offense if you find yourself to be in that position, I've been there for sure. But let's just be honest about what it is, so we can call a spade and be better and do better, right? If you're one of those guys, I hope you're not. I don't want you to feel too down and stuff, because I was there. But you learn. You get burnt and you learn, okay, I was being stupid. I was being feminine. And she doesn't like that, so then she goes to the other guy who's more Okay, I don't think I've been in a situation where I've like, just been straight up cheated on. Wow. No, no. The closest I've gotten to that was this girl. First of all, I've never been in like a committed relationship. Let's get that out of the way. But I think that's very normal these days in this modern age. Like people my age, like Gen Z in particular, it's just the age of situationships, undefined relationships. I'm done with those. But anyway, the closest I ever got to that was this girl I was, intimate with, and she had like a boyfriend, but he was elsewhere, and she wasn't honest about that. But it never, yeah, that doesn't count, because she couldn't see him, and he existed before I existed in terms of her love life, and yeah. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that toxic playboy character more attractive than the nice guy puppy. So that's why you see a lot of girls gravitate more towards that, but they're dumb and they don't realize that that comes with its own price. So when they've gotten burnt and dealt with roughly, and he's cheated on you and he's treated you like shit, and you're crying, the nice guy starts to look attractive again. Not maybe physically, but emotionally, you just want peace, you just want rest. So you go to the nice guy again, but then he leaves much to be desired. And what you realize, what you're looking for is balance. You just want a balanced man who's respectful, but he's assertive. And I don't think the two are in contradiction of each other. I don't think just because you're a strong man who's willing to lead in the relationship, just be a man and take care of business and lay down the law, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're a misogynist. Doesn't mean you're gonna treat your lady like shit. I consider myself a big romantic. If you've been paying any attention, if you listen to my music, so I'm super into love. I talk about marriage all the time, and I talk about the sort of prayers I have for my wife and my future wife, and all these sort of things. Like, I'm a romantic, and I want to treat her like royalty, but at the same time, like, I also want to be the man in the relationship. I don't want to take charge. I don't do this co-leadership nonsense. Like you have to let me lead. You have to let me lead, and that's what I'm looking for. And I'm gonna have boundaries. And it's like, you can't be out here just hanging out dudes willy nilly and doing this and doing that dumb shit and so on and so forth. And obviously, I'm not gonna be out here meeting with random girls and being reckless and so on and so forth. And we'll have an understanding. We'll have an understanding. We'll get along. We'll get along. Swimming, and you'll be happy because you have a strong man who also respects you and doesn't cheat on you. He's a nice guy, but he's also, he has strength, he has character, he has a spine. He has a spine. I get angry when I see these guys who just let their girls do whatever they want. You get some girls that are genuinely like not looking for some balance. They want the guy who's just gonna let them do whatever because they themselves are like, they're just wild. They're just wild beasts. They just dressing however they want, doing whatever they want. Some of these open relationships, actually sleeping with other men, and the guy's like, hey man. I don't know what percentage of women are actually like that. Like, what percentage of women respect a man that's just gonna let you sleep with other men? It has to be like, imagine I'm your boyfriend, and I'm like, no, well, I'm your husband. I'm your husband. I'm like, yeah, you can go sleep with other men. What? Is that? Hello? Is anyone there? Hello? Are we being for real? I don't know. Am I tripping? If you think I'm tripping, you're tripping. That's crazy. That's absurd. There's some people that live that sort of life, man. You do you, fam. You do you. But yeah. In the case of that girl I talked about who introduced me to her boyfriend and whatnot, she's a witch. And yeah, guys, don't let these girls play you, man. If she's getting a bit too close and intimate, let her know, like, hey, don't you have a boyfriend? Or what is this? Like, what is this? Because there's a difference between being nice and whatever the fuck you're doing. Even if in her mind she's just being nice, she should know better. She should know how to move around men. You should need to be wiser than that. Like, understand how your actions can be interpreted. It's not enough to just do what you want to do without thinking about how your actions and your words will be interpreted. You have to move smarter than that and establish boundaries and be like, okay, I can't meet you at this place because then people might think, and I can't say this to you because then you might think it. I can't touch you like this because then, like, think, like, use your brain. So I just don't buy this excuse that some of these girls get over there. She's just nice. She's nice with everyone. No. It's either she's dumb or she's a hoe. She's nice with everyone. It's either she's dumb or she's a hoe. Pick one. There's no other alternative. If you're smart, you understand that actions have consequences and words can be interpreted differently. People interpret different things, the gestures differently. So I need to be very mindful of how I'm conducting myself. Pick one. Dumb, hoe. It's better to be dumb than a hoe, but these are your only two options. Anyway, let me put and get out of here. So the feminists are going to be shouting at me. Hopefully that deters you from shouting at me in the comments. Let me pray and get out of here. Dear God, thank you for this individual watching this round. Thank you for making them whole and unique and guiding them on a path towards peace, prosperity, and purpose. Thank you for blessing this individual with wonderful people in their life who take care of them, love them, bring the best out of them. And thank you for maintaining the ones that are there to do the same thing. Thank you for blessing this individual with a spirit of gratitude so they can give thanks for the wonderful things in their life. And by giving thanks, they can attract peace and contentment and even more blessings, even more blessings, even more blessings. Thank you that your presence is felt in this individual's life, that they know that you're God, that you're around, that you love, that you bring the best out of them. Good health, long life, and happiness for this person and everyone they love. You might name it right. Just not brain, just